Hi, Dr. Lim here. Today we're going to talk about where you can get your herbs and how to get it, and also how to prepare the herbs for consumption, and how to preserve it, and how to process the herbs. So now the basic question, where can I get my herbs? We're going to answer this. First, you can collect it from the wild. You can go to the field beside your house, and you can go to the route. Those are less traffic route, the village route, the clean route. And you can go to the parks. You can go to the forest and collect. And before you collect, you have to check whether the people use any insecticide, weedicide around. If there's any chemical used, don't collect. If there's no chemical, then it's safe to collect the herbs. Secondly, you can get it from your garden. Actually, anybody also can set up a herbal garden in his house. You see, like this one, a small pot, then you can plant all the herbs on it. And you do not need to go and buy the fertilizer. The easiest way is that you keep some fish in the aquarium and using the fish water to water the plant. Then it can grow very, very well. I do it for my gardens. Then of course you can set up your herbal gardens if you want. And it's very simple. Then you plant all these aromatic herbs. And these herbs not only good for treating disease, sometimes for preparation of the meal. It's quite aromatic and it's as good as an additive to your dishes. Now, this is a vegetable market. This is a wet market. When I teach this herbology, I always want my student to touch the herb, to see the herbs. You see, nowadays when you learn herbs like in TCM or in this Ayurveda, you may not need to know how the herbs look like. You just know the name of the herbs, you prescribe the formula, then the patient will go to the pharmacist, herbal pharmacy to get the herbs. But I do it differently. I want you, before you go for a dry herb, okay, at least go and see the herbs, touch the herbs, taste them, eat them, then you can learn much better. And of course, this vegetable market, all these are common vegetable. You may ask, what can this common vegetable do anything? Of course, if you don't understand about herbs, it's doing nothing. But once you know it, it's very useful. I give you one example. Okay, one day I get a very urgent message from Europe. There's one child suffering from loose motion, diarrhea, a very serious diarrhea. For many days, no matter what the doctor do, they cannot stop the diarrhea. So they ask me what to do. So I say, take the sweet potato. You see, the one right at the center with the blue basket one, sweet potato. And you use the sweet potato to boil together with ginger and add a little bit of brown sugar. Drink only the soup, not the potato. Then the child drink it, and within one day, the diarrhea stop. Then a member asked me, why this sweet potato is so wonderful? Just simple sweet potato. I say you're going to learn about that. So maybe in Sanghan Lun, in herbology, we're going to learn about that. Okay. But meanwhile, respect all these vegetables. They are herbs. Finally, you can get it from the Chinese herbal shop. This is a typical Chinese herbal shop. You see, if you have a herbal shop in your town and everything, it's very easy to learn herbs now. So when you learn the herbal formula, you can go there and you can give them the formula, then they can collect the herbs for you. In Malaysia, we have about 2,000 of this kind of herbal pharmacy. But unfortunately, throughout the whole world, there are many places they do not have this kind of herbal pharmacies. And Chinese herbs are also restricted in many areas. Okay, so that for you to practice this in certain area may not be easy. And I am thinking, maybe in the future, maybe you can do something like this online, this virtual herbal shop. So anybody, when you learn for any herbs, first thing first, you must be able to get the herbs now. If you cannot get the herbs, no, what's the point of learning the herbal, the herbology? So to get a herb is very important, okay, and to get it from this Chinese herbal shop, of course, this is the most convenient way. So when you want to learn a herb, or you want to learn a fresh herb, you go to the wet market. So you want to learn the dry herb, then you go to this Chinese herbal pharmacy. And you see on top there, they are written there something quite interesting. It says 中山风行除恶魔咒. Actually, it means that for all the good things you should try to do, and all the bad things you should not do. Okay. So sometimes in this herbalism, we also teach people do good, don't do the evil. Now assume you already get your herbs. Okay, next is how to prepare the herbs for consumption. There are two main techniques. One is a cold and raw consumption, and another one is hot and boil for the soup. That means preparing the herbal soup. The easiest way is to slice it and eat it raw. And you can eat it as it is, raw as it is. Sometimes with some chili, some sauce, or most of the time we take it together with the meal. And when you take the raw herb like this, it's better that you also take with some hot soup. Okay, just not cold like this, it may not be good for the stomach. So come with some hot soup. And this one normally we take together with rice. You see, in Malaysia we call it ulam, white vegetable. And we can plant it in a garden for this white vegetable, and we collect it for this consumption. So like my father's now, during the lunchtime, he always go to forage, forage the vegetable. These are the vegetables that they forage. And this vegetable we can group together to treat the coronary disease. Someone have diabetes, some of these are good for diabetes. Someone with hypertension, we can group it for hypertension. So this kind of wide herbology, in the future we are going to go into it. It's quite interesting. The way is to pound it, pound it, two-way pound it. After you press the juice and drink only the juice, like what my father do for this fern, the hygiene side. So another one you pound, and we take the paste, we eat the paste. And how to eat the paste? Okay, the paste, okay, you can mix with water and drink it as it is, or most of the time I say we mix it with the rice and eat it. So you see, my father, sometimes he also roast this herbs with black bean, everything, then they pound in the powder. So when you eat the rice, they mix the powder, the paste together with the rice. This is also another convenient way to taking the herbs. Pounding the herbs is a very tedious, so nowadays people don't go for that, but you can blend it, using blender. Blend it. Then after you blend the herbs, actually you can sweeten the herb with some honey or some syrup. Okay, and of course the easiest way to mix with the rice and eat it. When boiling the herbs, it's best to use the ceramic pot or glass pot to boil the herbs. Sometimes stainless steel also acceptable, but not aluminium, and not this steel pot that coated with this non-sticking coat. This is not a good choice. And this one actually is a Chinese pot. They traditionally they use this to boil the herbs. For many beginners, when they boil the herbs, they forget to check on the timing, and sometimes it's overcooked. The herbs even dry, and roasted. Many people have this kind of experience. So it's best to boil the herb using this rubber boil pot. You can get it easily, from the market. Okay, a big one, put some water, and a small one, the pot. Put all the herbs in this smaller cup and put into it. And this one you can put into this rice cooker. You can put into this rice cooker, and also it will stop cooking automatically. Okay, no need to worry. Okay, when the thing is cooked, it will stop automatically. This one is the modern herbs boiler. So these are the boiling pot with timer. You can set the timing. Okay, how many? 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. You can set a time, and it's very convenient. So for the beginner, it's better that you buy a boiler, with timer. In case you do not have a boiler with timer, what you can do, you can use some ceramic pot. Buy some ceramic pot and put a herb, put a water. Okay, then put some water into your rice cooker. Okay, you must have water into the rice cooker outside. So it look like double boiling. You put the whole thing inside and boil it. So when you're using the rice cooker, it also will stop automatically when it is cook and boil. After preparing the herbal soup, what is very important is that you drink only the soup, not just the spent herbs and everything. Throw it away. Last time when I started to teach these herbal soups, many people they think that it's a waste. You throw a vegetable, then they try to eat. Now, if you eat the spent vegetable, after a few days you become bored. You doesn't feel like eating it again. But if you drink only the soup, you can drink it for months and even for a long time. This is for treatment, this is not for fun. So that when you prepare the soup, filter it and throw away the spent vegetable or spent herbs and drink only the herb. Before we talk about herbal soups, there are also some misunderstanding I wish to explain to you. Last time when I started the teaching in Europe and asked them to boil the herbs, so many people they think that boiling can destroy the nutrient of the herbs. Now it's true that some of the nutrients may be destroyed, but many nutrients are broken down for easier digestion. You see, DXN, we are the co-process experts. So when we process the granuloma, we have freeze dry everything. There's a cold grinding. We are the expert in co-process. Then why out of sudden we ask you to boil the herbs? Because this is for many of our practice. We found that boiling necessary. Boiling necessary because in Europe many people they take the fresh vegetable. Their body are very weak, So when they just take the cold and vegetable, their stomach need to warm up the food, so that will make the body even weaker and weaker. So boiling is a natural process to extract the content from the herbs, and it is a simple method to consume the herbs, and we must promote this method. For many years of clinical study, taking excessive raw herbs for a long time is no good. Herbs when consumed raw is effective for short and sudden disease. Okay, like the onbreak of the fever, everything is very fast, 20 minutes. You can see the effect. But for chronic disease, small amount of daily intake is okay. But if you go for big consumption of raw herbs every day, can destroy your health. And those the metabolism is already low, if they consume the raw herbs for a long time, that will destroy the herbs for sure. We've seen many cases like that. Now we come to the important topic, how to prepare the hot soup for consumption. The easiest way is to simmer the herbs. Maybe simmer the herb for 20 minutes to a few hours, depending on what type of herbs that you are dealing with. Now this is also the standard way to prepare the herbal tea, and also the easiest way to consume the herbs. So this is the first method that you should learn. And one more thing, you only take the teas. You do not consume the spent herbs. We just filter and throw it away. Last time when I started this herbal soup in Europe, and many of them they eat the herbs. No, throw away the herbs. Just eat only the soup or the tea. One way of easy preparing of herbs is you put all the herbs, whether it's a fresh one or it is the dry herb, put into the thermal flask, then pour in the hot water and seal it. Okay. Then you can drink it slowly throughout the days. Sometimes you can put it even overnight. For some of these vines, these roots, sometimes you can put it for over the night. So that's also best for herbal tea. You do it, then you can drink slowly, And this method is very convenient. To explain more about boiling, you see, DXN, we are expert in this core process, and we have been telling the member this is a salient technology of DXN. So when we process the granuloma from beginning, from drying, from extracting, from fine grinding, all are cold processed now. Okay, let's say when we come to the markets, when we compete with this company, when they are using this hot process, double boiling, we beat them, we defeat them in the market, okay, we driven them out from the market. But when come to this herbal soup, herbology, then suddenly I ask the student, remember you should boil the herbs. Many members they feel hey, this thing is not acceptable now. You see, DXN product is a high-tech product. Our Gatoroma is a true special process, okay? And we go for this nano grinding. You can absorb it, even put under the tongue. You can put it on the skin, then you meditate can absorb no. But you put the fresh herbs, you put a carrot, you put a cucumber on the skin, you don't expect your skin to absorb it. Let's say for the fresh herb, your body have to absorb it. And for your body to absorb it, it needs energy. So when you take a lot of cold herbs into your body, then your stomach has to warm up the food, consume a lot of energy to many people. Our DXN products different now. You don't spend a lot of energy to digest the products of DXN, okay? Because we are using nanotechnology, so that you cannot compare the DXN's products and also the fresh herbs, no? Okay, so you see, like my father, they also pound the herbs without boiling. Squeeze it. It's very good for this fever. Even my mother, you get the herbs, or even the Uncle Chong, they pound it with the vinegars, they put into the mouth of the child without boiling. So that is a fresh herb without boiling, we understand. But that one normally is for the critical, for these emergency cases we use raw. But for chronic problem, they already have metabolism problem, the body is very weak. You have to be very careful. Okay, so the herbs need to be boiled. Now, some nutrient may be destroyed, but some nutrient also broken down and easy for the body to absorb. So they are pro and con in boiling. Some of the nutrients a lot, but some of the nutrients are further processed, easy for us to consume. You see the ancient text. Sometimes they're not only boiling for 30 minutes, sometimes they boil for 2 hours, 3 hours. This is a long boiling. I see that at the bun soup. You take the bun soup now, you have to boil for 4 hours, 5 hours. Then only thing you can extract many nutrients from the bone. So there's a little bit about the boiling. Okay, so do not worry about boiling. Okay, boil and consume your hot herbal soup. There's nothing wrong in that. Till here, we complete the part 1 of chapter 2. Okay. Now this part 1, we are telling you how to collect the herbs, where to get the herbs, and how to prepare for consumption. Then in the part 2, we are going to tell you how to preserve the herbs that you collected, how to preserve it, then how to process it. And I'm going to teach you how to make like these globes. This is a maru. Okay, this is a herbal maru. Okay, to honey globules. That's very important. It's important, and I'm going to cover it in part 2. Thank you.